And welcome back, YouTube. This is BoosterBoxBuster here with another WildCard Wednesday. Today's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video, but that's because we're going over something super awesome. I'm going to be sharing with you my entire Nintendo Amiibo collection. A couple things I want to mention. There's going to be no particular order I'm going to share this in. I'm just going to be pulling it out of the box and displaying it for you. And then the other thing I want to note, I mostly collect just the Super Smash Bros. Amiibo, as I really didn't have much interest in the other Amiibo. I just wanted to get the Super Smash Bros. Core collection. I don't own them all, but I own a decent amount of them. With that said, let's get started. First up, we have Diddy Kong. Really cool Amiibo. I love how he just seems to be really playful in this. Just a really enjoyable character spirit here. Overall, not my favorite character to play in Smash Bros, but fun nonetheless. Up next, I got Jigglypuff, and let me tell you, I was super excited when I found this. As you can tell, I got it from GameStop, but I was super excited when I found this because Jigglypuff, in my opinion, was kind of one of the harder amiibos to find at the time. Definitely a really cool amiibo and a very, very powerful character in the game. And the main reason I wanted it is because I wanted to own an amiibo of each of the original Super Smash Bros. Character from the N64 game. And this one made me one step closer to that goal. Very nice. Up next, from the Fire Emblem series, we have Roy. Now, personally, I really like the Roy amiibo. I think it has a really, really well design to it, and I love that tattered cape. Roy is probably one of my favorite characters to play as from the Fire Emblem series in Smash Bros. Probably my second favorite one. I just think he has a really nice moveset, and just seems to be a little bit better than most of the other Fire Emblem characters, with the exception of one, which we will get to later. Up next, we have the Blue Blur himself, Sonic. I was really excited when I got this back in the day because I pre-ordered this, and I did not think my pre-order was going to go through, but it did, and I was super excited to get this Sonic amiibo. I really like how he's displayed in a running motion here. I just really think that was a great choice for the trophy character here. Really nice. Up next, from the Pokemon series, probably the face of Pokemon itself, Pikachu. Now, this amiibo is just super adorable. I mean, just look at him. You just want to run up and just pet him. I mean, he just looks super cute. And this being one of the original characters from the first game, I was super excited when I got this. It wasn't hard to get because there was plenty of amiibo of Pikachu around where I live. I don't know what it is. I guess people just didn't want him, or they just had an overabundance. They made too much of him. Which is understandable because you think that people are going to want Pikachu, and it's going to sell well because he is a super popular character. Up next, probably, in my opinion, the best character to play as from Fire Emblem in Smash Bros., Corrin. I think Corrin has the best moveset out of all the Fire Emblem characters. Just a really powerful character. This is Player 1 Corrin. And I gotta say, that blade is epic there. It just looks really, really well done. I do not have the Player 2 Corrin, so that is a little bit of a spoiler, but just to let you know, I do not have the Player 2 Corrin. I just could not find it around where I lived, and I did not want to pay extra prices online for it. Alright, so up next, from the Super Mario World series, we have Yoshi. I gotta say, the walking animation on this character just looks really fun. The only way it could have been better is if he was sticking out his tongue, but I can understand why they didn't want to do that. Very easy to break off, plus it may be a little bit suggestive in the box. Overall, great amiibo. Great character. His flutter jump and melee was powerful. And I am pretty excited for Yoshi's Crafted World to come out. I played through the demo and it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend you guys check that out if you own a Nintendo Switch and like platformers. Up next, one of my favorite characters, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is just awesome. I loved the entire Donkey Kong Country series. I enjoyed the arcade game Donkey Kong, and the Tropical Freeze series was awesome. I never played the Donkey Kong series, but I always wanted to. I don't know, I just never had the opportunity to track down the bongos. In the game, in Smash Bros, I love his hand slap attack. It's just really funny and gets you through 100-man really, really easily. Donkey Kong amiibo, and I love the amiibo too. It's big, it's Donkey Kong, and his tie is flying in the air to demonstrate motion. Great amiibo, one of my favorites out of the set. Up next, another big man to go right alongside Donkey Kong. We got Bowser. Now Bowser is awesome. In the game, he's really fun to play as. This amiibo really demonstrates he's bulky, he's really like menacing, like he is Bowser. This is a really great amiibo in my opinion. It really shows all of his spikes on the back, his claws, all that detail, his scaly skin, just a really well done amiibo. Brought the character to life. Really great item here. Up next, from the puzzle game, we have Dr. Mario. Now this amiibo I'm not a huge fan of. It's just a very simple Mario holding a red and blue pill. I don't know, just personally not my favorite amiibo. And look at the frown on his face. I mean, he looks very not happy. I'm gonna say it looks like he's going to insert that pill someplace where it probably should not be inserted, especially something that large. I do like it's really well done. I just don't like the pose that he's in, I'm guessing. Dr. Mario was okay. It's an okay game, kind of like the Puyo Pop Fever type games, but not my favorite amiibo. Up next, you can't have Dr. Mario without first having Mario. I love the flame he's holding here. It looks like he's getting ready to cast a fireball, although the way he's holding it looks more like he's catching a fireball than casting it. Or maybe he's kind of like playing around with the fireball, like throwing it from hand to hand. I'm not 100% sure. But it's very interesting nonetheless. Mario in Ultimate, unfortunately, is not very good to play as, but not every character is going to be the best. Or else, if every character was the only way to make a 100% balanced game is if every character was the exact same, and that would just be very, very boring. And that is Mario. Up next, you can't talk about Mario without Princess Peach. Peach in Ultimate is actually a really good character. Her smash is broken. And her I believe over B, the one where she kind of kick flies in the air, very powerful as well. The Toad counter is good. I mean, in my opinion, Peach is a very, very good character to use. Peach and Daisy both. Of course, I don't have the Daisy amiibo because I didn't make it yet. Although I would probably highly consider getting Daisy once she is available, if only for the umbrella. That is Peach. Up next, you can't have Mario. You can't have Mario without Luigi Mario. That's right, I got Luigi. This pose I'm not a huge fan of. It looks like he is planking, and planking is just really weird to put him in. I know that's his taunt where he kind of just like falls down like, you know, kind of like, but I mean, in this pose it just looks like he's planking. I'm sorry. It's really, really weird to see him in that. Of course, Luigi is a very fun character. I like him a lot. His up B is really good. One basically where he kind of spikes the character out of land. And of course, being part of the original set in the N64 game, you gotta love Luigi. That is Luigi Amiibo. The next Amiibo I'm going to share with you guys is named Fox. Now, I never got into using Fox in Melee. I know everybody was like, Final Destination, no items, Fox only, but I could never get good with Fox. I could never get good with Fox. My friend got really good with Fox, but I could not. And he always would tend to beat me unless we played with items. But this Amiibo is really well detailed. I mean, look at everything they put on Fox there. They got his reflector, they got his boots there. Just a really, really well done Amiibo. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is that little stand right at the bottom there to keep him up, but I understand that being there, or else it would easily tilt and probably fall over. I even love the scouter that he has there. Makes him kind of look like Vegeta. Maybe it's Vegeta and personified as a fox. That'd be kind of cool. That is the Fox Amiibo. Up next, we have probably one of the more desirable Amiibos. One second here, before I share it with you guys. There was a pesky price tag on there. We have Zero Suit Samus. Now, Zero Suit Samus, when I first got this Amiibo, I was super excited. Zero Suit Samus is a really great character. I never, from her original game, I never really played her much in Smash Bros. Because I much preferred regular Samus. I always thought she was a bit of a downgrade. A lot harder to use, a lot more technique heavy. But for characters that could use her well, she could be pretty powerful in her own right. That is the Zero Suit Samus Amiibo. Up next is Marth. Now, I really do like the detail on this Amiibo. It's really good. The fact that Marth is holding a sheath in one hand and the sword drawn in the other is really cool. Of course, the sword's going to get bent over time, especially in this kind of packaging, but that's to be expected. I never cared for using Marth in the actual Smash Bros, though. I always much preferred Roy or Corrin. I don't know, Marth just felt underpowered compared to those two. And that is Marth. Up next, speaking of Fire Emblem, we have Robin. I never really used Robin much. I know he's interesting with his fire ability, or his magic abilities, but I never really got it. I never really used him much. I just never really took time to study the character. I like the wavy sword and the book in hand. That's really cool, and his outfit is really ornate. I mean, just look at all the detail they put in that. This one was a really awesome Amiibo to pick up at the time, and I was super excited to add it to the collection. Up next, we have a clone character known as Lucina. I'm not gonna lie, not a whole lot going on with this Amiibo. The cape is really cool, the sword's cool, but just a knockoff of Marth. I mean, I never used Marth much to begin with, so I'm happy that they added it for the fans, but just a character that I never really used in the game. And that is Lucina. Up next, I think this was my very first Amiibo I ever bought. And it's Samus. Oh wait, no, sorry. It wasn't my first one, but it was one of the early ones that I bought. I remember that. It was one of the earlier ones that I bought. like one of my first 5 amiibo. And I was stoked. I needed the Samus amiibo. Samus was my main through many of the games, and I was super excited. I wish the pose was a little bit different. The standing pose, or walking pose there, a little bit boring. I kind of wish it kind of had an action pose, and like maybe she's like holding her gun, or like ready to shoot the blast or something like that. But other than that, it's a great amiibo, great character, my main throughout the series. Definitely needed to get this to my collection. Up next, I have for you Ike. Now I gotta say, this amiibo just looks really cool. The blue hair with the cape and the really cool gold sword just looks really good. I never was much of a fan of Ike in the game just because he was super slow, kind of like a Ganondorf type character. But as far as amiibo go, this is just a really nice amiibo. Up next, Falco. Not Falcon Punch, but Falco. Now, I always thought Falcon just had a really cool design. I mean, Falcons are just cool to begin with. Turning it with into an anthropomorphic type character, awesome idea. He was probably the best character from Star Fox, other than Star Fox himself. That beak looks really menacing. That scouter, or, well, I call it a scouter, is just awesome. The communication device is there. This character just looks really, really well done. Really good detail. Probably one of my more favorite amiibos just in terms of design and look. In the game, just like Fox, I never really used him, but he could be a pretty powerful character if you learn him pretty well. Up next, Pit. Not Armpit, but Pit from Kid Icarus. I gotta say, in, I believe, 4? It was either 4 or Brawl. He was really powerful. He had that spinning blade attack that was just really unfair. They took that away in Ultimate, which I can understand. I mean, that attack was pretty ridiculous. I never really used Pit too much. I think Pit's just a little bit too slow for what type of character he is. But, not a bad character. I really do love the amiibo, though. The wings, really well done. The outfit, kind of like that mythology, like Greek/Roman mythology going on there. Very lovely. The bow, of course, it doesn't have a string attached, but any type of character, or any type of figure like that, ain't gonna have a string attached. Overall, pretty good amiibo. And you can't have Pit without Dark Pit. I like this amiibo more than regular Pit, personally. I think it just has a really cool design. The Dark Pit, I think, is just a little bit more better designed character than regular Pit. The weapon there almost looks like a Covenant gun from Halo, which I really like. And the wings just kind of remind me of like a Fallen Angel type character. Very cool. Once again, I never really used Dark Pit. I think in the game Dark Pit's a little bit better than regular Pit, but that could just be my opinion. And now this one I was very happy to pull. Or not pull, but obtain. Shulk. I was super excited when I seen this guy for sale. Honestly, he's one of the harder ones to get, I always thought. And he just has a really cool design. I think his design overall just really well detailed. That sword, just a really unique sword. Almost reminds me of the Gunblade from Final Fantasy VIII. The character himself is really unique with having the 5 different abilities. So if you can master that, you have a pretty good character on your hands. Other than that, he's a pretty okay choice to use in the game too. Really do like the Shulk amiibo. Ah, yes, this one. I was so excited when I found this one because I looked everywhere for one and I could not find one for the longest time, and now I own one. Ness. I picked it up at GameStop when they re-released him, and I had to own it. Ness needed to be part of my collection to help complete the original cast of characters. I was so excited when I had Ness. The only thing I wish that they could have done different is have him equipped with a baseball bat, but I can understand them not wanting to because, once again, it would be very hard to, or it would be kind of sticking out toward the packaging here, and that would probably be very easy to break off at some point in time too. Ness in the game, very high risk, high reward type character. He's pretty good, but his recovery is very risky. If you're interrupted during it, you are gonna lose. So that's the only bad thing about Ness in the game is his recovery. Otherwise, he's a pretty dang good character. And then the other amiibo I was super excited to find, or super excited when I found it, Captain Falcon. That's right, Captain Falcon himself. Now, I love Captain Falcon. His Falcon Punch is one of the most legendary memes you're ever going to find, and this design is epic. I've been waiting for a new F-Zero game for a long time, and Nintendo just hasn't released it. Here's hoping one makes its way to the Switch someday in the future. In the game, all you gotta say is Falcon Punch, man. He's legendary. And he's one of the original cast, which just adds that much more epicness to this character to boot. Now this one, I got a little bit of a story with this one. Little Mac. Now I actually went to the local Target at the time 2 days before this was supposed to be released, and they had him on the shelf. I picked up 2 different amiibos, this one and I believe Princess Zelda was the other one, I want to say. They wouldn't let me buy Princess Zelda because they said it was street dated and regulated to be, it had to be released on a certain day. But they let me buy this one. This one I actually could buy 2 days before the actual release of the amiibo. I was kind of disappointed I couldn't buy Zelda, but I was super excited when I could buy Little Mac because I heard Little Mac would be hard to get at the time. And I was super excited. Plus, who doesn't love Punch-Out, man? Punch-Out is a great game. Very awesome boxing game. And it'd be awesome if they could release one on the Nintendo Switch someday. Ooh, here's a fun one. It's Mega Man. Now, Mega Man was one that I also pre-ordered, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get, but luckily enough, my pre-order came through, and I got Mega Man. I was super excited when I got him, because Mega Man is a legendary character that doesn't get the respect he deserves nowadays. He deserves another game, Capcom. Make more Mega Man games. Where's Mega Man Legends 3? Please, Capcom. Are you listening? No? Oh, I tried. But other than that, he's a really fun character to use in the game. Very defensive-based, but once you get used to him, he could be a pretty tough one to get around. And I'm going to save that one. Up next, we got Kirby. He's the star of the show. That's enough of that. But yes, Kirby. I love this amiibo. It's so simple. It just looks like he's going, just enjoying the nice fresh breeze, waiting for King Dedede to steal his food once again. It's just such a cute amiibo. Plus, with the World of Light, you gotta respect it, because he is the star of the show. And you can't have Kirby without his arch nemesis question mark? More of a nuisance, I guess, than a nemesis? King Dedede. Now, King Dedede is a very fun character. He could be very powerful. He is, because of his size, he is slower in the game, but he's a lot of fun to play as once you learn him. His hammer is very powerful. And another thing, I pre-ordered this, and I believe Ike, at the same time from the store, and it was an online pre-order instead of an at-store pre-order, and oddly enough, I was actually able to receive it. I honestly thought, because I heard of this place canceling orders before, the place that I ordered it from, but they stuck to it and they gave me my pre-order, and I was ecstatic about that because at the time King Dedede was really hard to find, and I was super excited once I received him in the mail that day. That's King Dedede, everybody. He is not the star of the show. And you can't have those two without talking about the mysterious Meta Knight. Now this amiibo just oozes cool. I mean, just look at that amiibo. It's just oozing cool. Meta Knight has always been one mystery dude, and this amiibo just shares that. His wings are perfect, his mask is great, his sword is pointed. Just a great amiibo overall. One of my favorites that I own to this day. Overall, Meta Knight definitely worth adding to your collection. And he was pretty broken in a couple of the games. Not so much in Ultimate. Excuse me, I just had to remove a sticker. Up next, we have the King of Power and Evil himself, Ganondorf. Now, Ganondorf has always been a cool character. Link's enemy, I mean, just one of the most iconic villains in all the video games. However, in the game, he's like a very slow Captain Falcon, like a very powerful but very heavy Captain Falcon. His punch is really cool, it's very Captain Falcon reminiscent, but in the game he's just a little bit on the slow side for me to use, unfortunately. Very cool amiibo though, I'm not knocking the amiibo looks excellent. And then up next, one of the original amiibos that I got way back in when they first started this, Link, or Lunk, or Lank. Now I gotta say, Link looks pretty cool. Not a huge fan of that post right there, though. I wish I would have kept it clear. It just kind of looks like he's going to the bathroom. But other than that, this amiibo looks excellent. The shield is iconic. The sword is iconic. Built to scale. Link could be facing up a little bit more, but that's a minor nitpick. In the game, he's not the best. I much prefer young Link over regular Link, but that's just my opinion. And then next, can't have Link without the Toon version. That's right, we got Toon Link. Now, Toon Link was always an interesting choice. Honestly, I thought Toon Link and Young Link were going to just kind of like share a skin, or like a swap skin, but no, they made them two different characters, and I was very surprised at that. Toon Link is pretty cool. I love Wind Waker, and having this amiibo of him is great. I'm just not a huge fan of the, him in the game. I just really don't use him. Once again, for Links, I much prefer Young Link over Toon Link and regular Link. I wonder if they're going to re-release the Link Amiibo to update it with the current Ultimate form, or if they're just going to keep it at never do that, because that'd be interesting. And then next on the Amiibo list, hailing from the Legend of Zelda series, we have Sheik. Now, Sheik is a really cool character. This design is epic. It's ninja. I love ninjas. This is perfect. In the game, I kind of find her hard to use. That she seems to be a very speed-oriented character, but very not as powerful. Unfortunately, in the game, I don't really like playing as her, but this Amiibo, it's great to have because it's Sheik. I mean, Sheik's really, really awesome character. I wish they'd bring her back in more games. Up next, the final Legend of Zelda character that I want to share with you is Zelda herself. Now I gotta say, this Amiibo looks great. I love the dress, it's flowing. The ornate shoulder pads, the haired pieces, just looks really well. I actually don't mind using Zelda. I think she's a pretty good character in the game. I much prefer Princess Peach, but Zelda is a pretty fun character nonetheless. I really love her ability to build that knight and send it out. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, we're down to the final 5. Yes, the final 5 that I own. So I'm going to share with you one of the very first Amiibo that I ever bought, and I was super, super excited when I got this because this was touted to be pretty rare at the time. The Wii Fit Trainer Amiibo. Now I gotta say, I was super excited when I got this because there was one left at the store that I bought this at, and all the other Wii Fit Trainer ones were gone, and she was kind of buried behind other stuff. I think somebody left her there and was going to pick her up later, but I ended up finding it, so I was really excited when I found that. It's a great Amiibo. Character I never really... I rarely use in the game. I just never really had much interest in playing as a Wii Fit Trainer, but I heard she's kind of middle of the road. She's not bad, but she's not terrible, so could be a fun character to play as sometime in the future. Alright guys, are you ready for the final countdown? We're at number 4 now. I just have to remove a quick little sticker before I share this with you guys. And this Amiibo is named the Piranha Plant. That's right. These 4 are going to be my newest additions to my Amiibo collection, and Piranha Plant was probably the second to last one that I picked up. I was super excited when I seen Piranha Plant because Piranha Plant is an awesome character. The newest character to be added to the game, and just being one of the most iconic enemies in the Mario series next to Goombas, you gotta respect them for making him a character. It's hard to make a Goomba a character, but it's a little bit easier to make a Piranha Plant a character when they do it this style of Bowser Jr. Really awesome Amiibo. The leaves, the face, really, really done Amiibo. Really, really well done Amiibo. If I could speak correctly today, that'd be awesome. Alright guys. And this one is Ridley. Ridley is pure, cool, evil. Leader of the Space Pirates. He is one bad dude. His wings on this Amiibo seem to be a little bit small, but I can understand because they needed the room. I mean, or else they need an extra large packaging for this, and they probably didn't want to ruin that part of the Amiibo line. And I gotta say, he's a really good character in the game too. I love playing as him. He is probably one of my top 5 characters to play as in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Alright guys, up next we have Ice Climbers making their return in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate after being on the hiatus for a couple of games. I gotta say, I was super excited when they said that Ice Climbers were coming back. I always enjoyed playing as them. I kind of suck as them, but just the fact to have them back is really awesome. I understand. I think they took them out because it was really hard for them to do this on 8-player Smash at the time. If the maximum amount of people chose Ice Climbers, that'd be my guess as to why they were taken out. Plus, they said at the time they had no plans to release a future Ice Climbers game, which they could easily do that in the form of a platformer. Just make it an easy, like, Donkey Kong style platformer, and you could easily do an Ice Climbers type game, and you could even make it a co-op platformer, which would be even more fun. And then one you play as Popo, one you play as Nana. I mean, it's just an idea that's begging to be made sometime in the future. Plus, I love the little ice detail that they put on there. 2 characters on 1 amiibo. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, and the final amiibo that I want to share with you is the one that I most recently picked up. And honestly, probably the coolest looking amiibo to this day, and I don't think it's going to ever be topped. Wolf. That's right, I got Wolf. He is just oozing cool, even more than Meta Knight. Wolf just is cool. That eye patch over there makes him look like Snake from Escape to New York and Escape to LA. Just such an epic character. That metal, like, guard on his legs there. That pretty cool shoulder pad that has spikes on it. And the fact that he's based off of a wolf design. I mean, it's just an epic character that I was super excited when they announced the amiibo for. This character is just oozing cool out of every ounce of amiibo that's in here. In the game, I don't like playing as him, though I don't think he's that great of a character in the game, but as amiibo, 100% worth it. Alright guys, so with that said, that is my entire amiibo collection up to this point. There are a few ones that I am still looking forward to this day. Palutena, I really want Palutena. I also would really like to obtain, which one was it? Cloud. Cloud is another one that I really want. Bayonetta is another one that I really want as well. As far as future ones that are coming out, I really am excited for Snake. I'm going to be picking up a Snake amiibo. That just looks excellent. And I'm probably going to be picking up a... which one was it? Probably a Pokemon Trainer amiibo too. Just so I could kind of umbrella and be like, okay, I don't need to pick up a Charizard, I don't need to pick up a Squirtle, I don't need to pick up an Ivysaur, I could just pick up the Pokemon Trainer amiibo and call it a day. Overall, I gotta say that this video was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite amiibo is, if you're looking forward to any of them coming out. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the amiibos. This is BoosterBoxBuster with another WildCard Wednesday Amiibo Collection video. Signing out.